Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction. Welcome back for another video where we're going to clean some things. A few weeks back, I had done a video, 5 neglected areas of my home that I'm taking care of. And we're back again for a video along those lines. It's actually, again, we're tackling 5 areas of my home. Now these aren't whole rooms, they're just small sections of my home that I put off dealing with, but areas that are not functional, that are driving me nuts and need to be addressed. For some reason in my mind, and please let me know if you have this thought process at all, because as I've come to realize at this point in my YouTube journey, I'm typically not the only one. For example, one of the things that we're going to be tackling today are the 2 drawers in my entryway table. And for some reason in my mind, I'm like, I know I need to clean these out. They're bothering me. They're cluttered. There's stuff in there that we don't use, but I can't clean those drawers unless I deep clean the entire entryway. Why? And I don't know why I feel like that or why that's the story that I've made up in my mind. But recently I've come to the realization that I am a grown up now and I can clean my house in whichever way I see fit. And today I see fit that we tackle just a few random areas. We're not cleaning the whole room. They're just some neglected spots in the home that need to be taken care of. And I don't have to clean the whole room. I don't have to do it. So without further ado, let's chat real quick just about the 5 areas that we're going to be tackling today. So the first area that I want to tackle today is the living room, specifically the toys. We've got an unrealistic amount of Legos in the living room at this moment in time. Also, far too many cars. There's Hot Wheels, there's pullback cars, there's Chevron cars, there's too many cars. I've also got my mom's old Hope chest in here that we use as our coffee table, and I have toys and some games in there. I need to go through there. Basically, at this moment in time, there is just too much available to the kids, and when it comes time for them to clean up, it's an overwhelming amount, and they just shut down. And I mean, honestly, I can't blame them. When faced with a large mess myself, I also have a very hard time moving forward and like figuring out where to start. Even though it's like, it's just the Legos, just put the Legos in the bin. But their minds are young and I'm just old and wise. Okay, and then number 2, like I mentioned, those drawers in the entryway, I just basically want to dump everything out, primarily reorganize. I know there's some trash in there and then some essential oils that I need to go through because I realistically just am not using them. Number 3 is one very specific bathroom cabinet. It's the bathroom cabinet where I keep all of our excess stuff, basically anything that I'm not using on a daily basis. And this area I did actually already clean. It was a few nights ago. Alec was playing in the bath and I decided that since I was bathroom ridden, I would just tackle it then. So I've got that checked off my to-do list already. So yay me. Area number 4 is my laundry room, and it's specifically just the counter, like everything on top of the laundry thing. What are those things called? The washer and dryer. There's just some stuff piled on top of my dryer that I need to deal with and some stuff on the counter in there that needs to be addressed. The cabinet in there that is above the counter, I need to look at it again and decide if it's really worth my time, like taking everything out. If I recall, it might just be a little bit disorganized, but I don't think any decluttering necessarily needs to happen. So counter, dryer, definitely, cabinet, we'll see. And then area number 5 is hands down going to be the thing that takes me the most time. And last video, we had done the top 2 drawers in my kitchen island. Today, we are going to be tackling the bottom 2 and then a cabinet. Basically, the 2 drawers and the cabinet are all kind of intertwined. It has like my baking bowls and measuring cups and whatnot, my Dutch oven, my loaf pans, and then my KitchenAid. So when I'm making bread or baking something, those are 3 areas that I'm in on a very regular basis. And I just really need to shift things around to where it's more functional because I'm like struggling to get to things that I use on a weekly basis. And I don't feel like I should be doing that. So those are the 5 areas that we are going to be tackling today. Since we are in the living room already, we are going to just start with all of the boys' toys. And brace yourselves, there's going to be a significant amount of overthinking when it comes to how many Legos I should allot for them. I am going to prove my husband wrong, and I'm going to actually use one of the baskets that I have as my decorative baskets in the laundry room, and then I can validate buying another basket. My basket addiction aside, we're going to start with the Legos because that is the basket that I'm the most terrified to deal with. I'm just getting it out of the way because it's the thing that feels the most daunting. But I do think that by giving myself like, this is the amount of space that I have to fill, we're not going to have any more than this, I think it will be helpful. I know that the reason that I'm overthinking this situation is because most of these are the Legos that I played with as a kid, and I would be extremely frustrated if my mom went through my Legos and only left me with pieces that were absolutely useless. So I'm just overthinking this all as like my inner 8-year-old. The other day when Alec dumped out literally all of these to try and put the cat in this basket, I did try to like stack all of the pieces together, thinking like maybe if I just have an idea of like how many color there are of each thing, that it will be easier for me to decide. I don't know if that method is necessarily going to help. Does it seem slightly satisfying to have all of the Legos stacked? Maybe. Am I going to do that today? We'll see. We'll see. Clearly we're gonna need a bigger basket, because that's like just animals and a couple cars and a crap ton of people. Our Lego population might be too large. I feel like this is going to be fine. I think we eliminated, I feel like, more than half. But I don't think that this basket is going to work just because there are some larger pieces in there. Like, I think that if I took out the car, it would all fit, but I don't want him to have to organize a basket in any strategic way to make all the Legos fit. Like, they just all need. Gosh, it still feels like a lot, though. Do we eliminate some of the animals? We're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes. Okay, just kidding. We're rethinking this plan. The Legos are gonna go in here. I got these totes. It was like a pack of 4 for $10 at Costco last year. If you were with me last year, when I think it was December, when I went through literally all of the boys' toys in preparation for them getting more toys, I used these for storage for a lot of things. Some of them have cracked. They really haven't held up well to heavier items like magnetiles, but for the most part, like, they're still functional. Even if they crack, the lid still fits on top. These are the Lego people from when I was a kid, and like, you can set 2 side by side. And the Lego people now have arms, which I get it. People have arms, but you can't sit 2 people side by side, and that is very frustrating for a child. Lego, take off the arms. There we go. Like, how? I'm so confused. How did that... I don't know. Obviously not like pouring water into a cup. I've had to make some hard decisions in my life, and this is like hands down in the top 5. Probably not. But I think that this will be more than enough. I'm going to tuck these away. Why? I don't know. I might ask my neighbor if, like, do you want to borrow some of our Legos? Just maybe we'll have like a community Lego pile and just everybody gets to borrow them, but like, I'm still the sole owner of my childhood Legos. That's an idea. I feel like that's a good idea. So these are going to live in the hope chest, which we're going to tackle next. And then these, until I decide, you know, the system of dispersing the Legos to people who may be interested in playing with Legos, these ones will just live up in Alec's closet. Okay, to the hope chest. And does this mean that I can't validate buying another basket? Darn. Okay, welcome to the hope chest. I have thoughts and feelings about the stuff that's in here. I was gonna see if my neighbor wanted to borrow that game for her son. Also, okay, this Thomas the Train set that my mom got for the boys. They played with it for a while, and then for some reason I felt the need to put it in a bag and put it in the garage. I didn't want to get rid of it, but I also just needed it out of the house for a while. Well, recently came back into our lives, and I'm realizing why I put it out in the garage. There's so much frustration around it with Alec. Like, he's almost 3, but there's still like only so much that he like knows how to do. And I guess it's just kind of one of those like life lessons that you have to learn, that you can't hook all of the cars together. Like, Thomas isn't strong enough. But I'm tired of the fights, and I'm tired of the batteries being dead. So I think I'm gonna see if my mom, if we could put this at her house, because she did buy it for me. She bought it for them, but I'm the one who has to manage it. So it's mine and I'm making the executive decision to send it to Mama's house. This is the popcorn blanket. When I was a kid and we would watch movies, like on a family movie night, we would put this blanket down and we called it the popcorn blanket. I had one of these totes that had animals in it, but I don't know where that went, so that needs to be reorganized. And then these, another gift from my mom. She's so kind to buy us this thing with so many pieces. Jackson doesn't play with it. Alec just gets frustrated because, again, not really age appropriate for him. So this is just going to go away until a later day. So once upon a time, I had all of our board games in here when Alec was in between like 1 and 2. There was a lot of board game chaos, just board games ending up out of here and all of the pieces all over the place, which if you've cleaned up Monopoly multiple times in a week, it can get pretty frustrating. So this game I'm taking out. This was a game that my mom got for Jackson when he was, I think, 3 or so. And Alec is almost 3. I think that he is at an age now where he can, you know, understand the concept of the game. Basically, you're like, you each have, everybody has a log, you spin the thing, and you know, you get red. So you get a red acorn and you use the squirrel to pick it up. So, you know, there's some coordination, but then also some color recognition here. And you need 1 of each acorn to win. I think the concept of winning in a game is sometimes frustrating for toddlers, so I don't know how to get out of that part of it though. But I do think that this is a fun game. I'm going to link it, assuming I can find it on the internet. We've gotten a lot of use out of it. The Sneaky Snacky Squirrel game is going in. We'll see how that goes. And then I think that I'm going to go find Jackson's favorite game and put that in here as well. Okay, I don't know where it is. It's a card version of the Oregon Trail, like the old school Oregon Trail computer game. And Jackson really likes to play that. It's a ton of fun. But for some reason it's gone. I don't know where it is. It's lost somewhere in his room. But instead I'm going to bring this game back out. I think it's called Rush Hour. I'll try and find it and I'm going to link it on Amazon. Basically, like you just fill the tray up with the cars and then there's like different levels and you have to move the cars around in like a particular sequence to get them to come out of this opening. Boop. And it's a lot of fun. Jackson and I, that's one thing that we did before bedtime last year. We would do a couple levels each night, and I want to get back into the habit of doing some kind of game with him at the end of the day. I think that now that we're getting back into the cooler season, it's getting dark earlier, we need to be implementing that again and get back into the habit of avoiding screens at the end of the day. To the cars. So this is something that I've kind of thought about over the course of the last few days. Originally, I only had Hot Wheels out here. I kind of had a toy rotation going where I had cars categorized, like we have the big cars and then we have the pullback cars and then we have the Chevron cars and the Hot Wheels, and there's Thomas for the train set. But the cars just end up getting intermingled, which I'm fine with. I mean, I don't feel the need to segregate the cars. It's more just like that there's too much of everything right now. But for the sake of just like, I guess, categorizing things, like Hot Wheels you can only really use on the Hot Wheels track. I mean, I guess you could use 2. That's an idea. Now something else to consider. Look at that brilliant invention that I just had. You can send the big cars down on the Hot Wheels tracks. Okay, that's a project for another day. I'm going to just go with my original plan that I had. I'm going to take out all the big ones. I'm going to take out all the pullbacks. I'll put the Chevron cars in Alec's room, and the Hot Wheels and the tracks are going to stay in here. There is nothing more satisfying than the joy of a child just sending down like Hot Wheel after Hot Wheel after Hot Wheel. We're just going to have a phase of life where we have a crap ton of Hot Wheels, and I'm okay with it. Hot Wheels I had a ton of fun with when I was a kid, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Just as long as I don't step on one and plummet to my death, we're good. Knock on wood. Okay. Or should I have not knocked on wood because I said as long as I don't? Whatever. Just, I'm going to have to watch where I step. Okay, so everything's out, and like it doesn't seem like that much, but when it's all over the living room and nobody's picking it up, it really feels like a lot. So I've got the Hot Wheels cars, those are going to stay. The Hot Wheels tracks are going to stay. And then just for some variety, and because it's new to him, my friend just gave Alec a box of like some Paw Patrol vehicles with the dogs. So I'm gonna leave those couple things and these dudes. Again, significantly more manageable than all of this. Alrighty, well, that took me about an hour, but I'm thrilled with the progress. Like, just so much is coming out of the living room, and it's mind-blowing that I managed to hide, like, this many toys in here. Alright, let's move on to the next thing, and that is going to be Entryway. But first, I have to be a responsible adult and deal with stuff. Okie dokie. So I found these in a basket when I was looking for a basket to put Alec's cars in, and when I was cleaning up all the toys, I found myself in a state of annoyance, just like, like all the random things that I had when it came time to being a responsible adult and dealing with my mess. So I'm just gonna have these here so I can, like, things that need to go somewhere else, garbage or what have you. I'm sure maybe a couple of those will end up in here, we'll see, but I think I wanna do the essential oils last. That feels overwhelming. Okay, first, here we go, garbage, a battery thing, okay. This one's just gonna come out. I'm going to link these things because they were an absolute lifesaver before Jackson figured out how to tie his shoes. I almost had a heart attack at a young age.
I was wondering who you were talking to.
Like, I know that there are reasons why I bought these, but why? Okie dokie. These are the ones that I know I'm parting with. These are the ones I know I want to keep. These are the ones that I'm going to go look at on the internet and try and figure out why did I buy these in the first place. Okay, so I'm back and I have validated keeping all of these. These I'm going to either sell or give away. I am going to start keeping these in a different place though, just because Alec has gotten curious about these in the past. And there was, to be completely honest, one day I had some eucalyptus essential oil on my nightstand. He took the lid off of it and licked it. Thankfully, it was disgusting, but that is one of the toxic ones that you don't ingest. And he had a pretty upset tummy for a portion of that night. So since I haven't done it yet, I'm going to now just relocate these to a different part of probably my dresser or something. But I think that he, since that incident, probably has some more reservations regarding, taking lids off of things and licking them. At least he seemed to be pretty remorseful and had some regret when we talked about it after the fact. Okay, so I guess I don't have anything in here. Now I'm thinking what should I put in this drawer? Nothing, it's fine. All right, that's it. Okie dokie. This is all taken care of, feels so good. The essential oils that I'm keeping, I've relocated. The essential oils that I'm selling, I just spent the last hour on Mercari posting those. And then the janky basket from the dollar store that I had all the batteries in, I took that out of there. And then the little plastic container that I had my essential oils in, I put the batteries in those. It's just a little bit more hardy. You spend a couple extra dollars and you get a sturdier little container. So basically nothing in here anymore, but I'm so happy to have that taken care of. I have been up since 5:30 this morning. I'm tired. I'm gonna lay down for 20 minutes and then we're gonna regroup and either hit the laundry room or the kitchen. I have not decided yet. Well, I did not take a nap. I just ended up talking to my mom for the last 20 minutes. I am not tired anymore though, I guess. So we're gonna do the laundry room and see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Okay. Messy. That's actually pretty organized. I'm not even gonna mess with this. And I'm gonna show you for proof. So you don't think I'm just trying to get out of not cleaning the cabinet. This might be a project for another day. Like when I clean out 5 other problem areas, this basket is its own problem area. It's just a lot of, actually I think it's all of my seeds. I think it's all of my seeds that should be in a different place. Also, I save my lint for fire starter. So that's why I have a jar of lint, in case anybody was wondering. Also, I've been soaking all of the boys' oranges in vinegar. So instead of using just plain vinegar as my fabric softener, I've been having nice orange vinegar, which I love for towels. And then I even just put like a 1/4 cup of dried lavender in this. And isn't that just the most beautiful color? So I've been using the lavender vinegar as well. And it smells like lavender vinegar. Ouch. It stinks, but it's beautiful and it works. Ta-da! That feels so much better. That really did not take me long at all, but it's just amazing how crippling procrastination can be sometimes. Alrighty, so this feels so much better. It was very overwhelmed from just coming and going from trips over the course of the summer. I like how I was able to put the cotton swabs and the Q-tips up there. This I use like maybe once a month. That can go up there with the things that I don't use on a very regular basis, like certain skincare and hair care products. But everything is still easily accessible, just like the cotton swabs, cotton balls, first aid kit, and some like random, like there's a COVID test in there, some witch hazel and whatnot. And then this right here is all extras. And I'm very glad that I went through this. I need to make a habit of just peeking in there every once in a while, like before I order something, because like I found 2 brand new tubes of toothpaste. And on my next Amazon subscribe and save order, there were those 2 tubes of toothpaste due to be shipped in a couple weeks. So I'm glad that I popped in there. I've got some extra toothbrush heads, extra, like there's a blush, an extra skin cream, soap, shampoos. There's a ton of stuff going on in there. And then this basket right here is pretty much dedicated to anything small or stuff that I'm using during like the summer, or if we're going to be going out of town. Like I'm done using my self tanner for the year. Like my legs are going to be covered from basically here until like May. So self tanner's in there along with anything tiny that we would be taking with us traveling. So even though I don't need to get to it, it's just there. So that's my under sink in the bathroom. Okay, last but not least, the drawers. I think that what I'm going to do is just take out everything and put it on the floor and then decide what the heck I'm going to do. Okay, so I know I talked about before in like past videos how I don't use paper towels, and I don't, but there are certain circumstances like fish and meat where we have a backup roll. That is why I have paper towels. Okay. So this is where I kept my KitchenAid, and for the longest time until like a few days ago, that's where I was keeping my bread pans behind the KitchenAid, but it was really annoying it was just annoying to get to them. So the bread pans I've relocated, but this whole thing is just a kerfuffle, if that's the right way to use kerfuffle. This strainer that is a pain in the rear for straining because like everything gets stuck in it, I use for sifting flour. It's very quick and efficient. I don't sift flour often, but now that I'm thinking about it, like I could just sift flour with this. All right, I'm gonna let you go. So cookie cutters, and then this is like sprinkles and baking stuff that we also, again, don't really use on a regular basis. So that's back there. These are also things that we're not using on a regular basis. Can I cram that down there too? Alright, that is all done. Apologies for the fact that the dishwasher is running right now. It's that time of the night. So for the most part, I was able to get things back in their original location. I don't want things to get too confusing for Jackson when he's unloading the dishwasher. I do think that one of the strainer colander things that I had shifted over to the left drawer, that might throw him off. And if they end up in the right drawer, it's not a big deal. I do just have some other mixing bowls that I would like to put in there, but that's not a big deal. And then I am happy that this drawer here, I like having my KitchenAid in there. I'd really love to just like have one of those like things that's like the KitchenAid is down in your cupboard and then it like swings up and boom, it's on your counter magically. That would be really cool because it's heavy, but I don't want to have it on my counter all the time. But that is that. I did all the things. I got everything taken care of today. Well, and I guess the other day when I did the bathroom, but yeah, so that is that. Thank you so much for tagging along with me while I took care of some little areas of the house that needed to be addressed. It feels very good to get those things done, and now I'm going to bed because I never took my nap today that I said I was going to take. So, alrighty, good night. I will see you in the next one. As always, I love you. Have fun and be kind.